Hi everybody, welcome to another Chats with Chaudhry. I hope you're safe and well. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Gökçehan, Pürsöken, I hope I got it right, Formulation and Technologies Manager, EMEA at Colorcon. And today we're going to be talking about a poster, or one of the 5 posters actually, that Gökçehan is presenting at the upcoming 12th PBP event next week. And that poster is entitled, and I have to read this, so forgive me, a study of formulation and manufacturing of fixed dose combination ER and Glipizide IR bilayer tablets. That's a bit of a mouthful.
You got it right. Thank you.
I got it right. So I'm delighted. So, Gökçehan, lovely to see you. How are you? Because the last time you and I actually met face to face was in Frankfurt.
Yeah.
October or November 2019, when
yeah.
you were doing a video demo for me of your brand new product, where you were holding a tablet and showing me how smooth it was.
Slippery.
How slippery it was, if
Yeah.
I remember. So this is very different now. We're doing it in our respective rooms now, doing this interview instead. So how are you? How's life treating you?
Thank you, Rizwan. Well, it's really lovely to see you too. It's been 1.5 years, right?
I know, it's scary, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But all is good. I mean, due to Corona, etc., still we survive. So all is okay. Hope your side as well.
Oh, excellent. So you're calling in from Basel. So what's the weather like in Basel today?
Well, cloudy. As you can see from the maybe window, it's pretty cloudy and it rains time to time. So if it's spring, bit depressing combination.
All right. Well, don't worry. It's been like that in the UK. It's been freezing the last.
Yeah, you guys are well known with it.
Well, never mind. So let's brighten everybody's day up, though, by talking about what we're going to talk about today. So first question, though, before we start talking about the very topic, is can you give people who are not familiar with Colorcon a very quick, and I mean a quick overview of Colorcon and your background?
Okay, thank you very much. Well, my name is Gökçehan Pürsöken, as Rizwan correctly said, almost. And I'm a formulation technologies manager in EMEA. Well, I'm a chemist myself. I'm a pharmaceutical technologist by degree and working with Colorcon for 2 years now and formulating solidas for 10 years altogether. So I'm using my hands-on experience altogether with my master degrees and knowledge, also supporting our customer projects and R&D projects. So that's my role. Many of you know Colorcon anyway. I don't need to go in detail much. Well, Colorcon has several products, meaning for core formulation and also for coating. As you might know, we are very patient-centric, so we always concentrate on the innovative products which could help patients to take their medications. That's the simplest explanation I can give about Colorcon.
Fantastic.
So
well, it's a good explanation. Fantastic. So let's start off with the first question. So when you formulate with 2 different APIs, which dosage form would be the most practical and stable one?
Yeah, well, if you consider formulating a solid dosage form, in that case, we can give as an example a tablet formulation, and you have 2 different APIs. Then you have to consider the challenges of combining these 2 APIs within one tablet. So the easiest way they could do in formulation is dividing these layers with the APIs, meaning in one layer you would have one API, in the second layer you would have a second API.
Right.
In the end, you would have the flexibility to formulate this tablet all together. Like the tablet weights you could adjust, layer weights you could adjust. So I would suggest that if they have 2 different APIs aiming 2 different release profiles, then they can simply consider a bilayer tablet. It's the simplest way to avoid also any intercontraction. So that's a good way to start. Therefore, I would suggest a bilayer tablet would be a best option.
Right. Okay. And that leads nicely on then to the poster you're presenting next week. So what a segue that is. So let's talk about your poster covering
serendipity.
So let's talk about the poster. So can you give more details about the study you've conducted?
Sure. Well, as I have done perfectly the introduction, In this poster, our dear colleagues in product development in Harlesville, US, they have worked on model drugs which are metformin hydrochloride and glipizide. Many of you are aware of, I believe, metformin, have heard already. It's an anti-diabetic drug.
Sure.
And also glipizide is an anti-diabetic. So you have a fixed dose combination, meaning you have two APIs in a bilayer tablet. Well, in this study, my colleagues in the US have done, they have basically done two different formulas for metformin and also glipizide, because metformin is mainly formulated as an extended release profile.
Right.
You can imagine that will just release among 10-12 hours. So that's the aim for diabetic patients. And the second API is glipizide, is also anti-diabetic. And this profile is intended to be an immediate release profile.
Right.
So as an example, two APIs, two different release profiles. Now, obviously, you will be needing different excipients for that purpose, isn't it?
Yep.
You will have to use maybe a controlled release polymer for metformin. For glipizide, which is a low solubility, then you'll have to consider different challenges. So you can imagine two different APIs, two different solubilities. You are trying to formulate two different releases. It's a huge challenge for formulators, myself included. Therefore, we have done some studies and trials, try to find out what is the best formula which could work and conform with the specification. Meaning in that case, we have tried to find out what is the best filler combinations, which is the amount of the layers, in which ratios you have to compress these layers in order to fit in the end in the dissolution profile. So as you can see, there are many aspects, very huge study. And we were successful in the end. We could produce a nice formula which works. So the details, more details is of course in the event, in the online conference, but that's basically what is it about.
Right, cool. So that leads on to another question though. So in your opinion, which manufacturing method is the most efficient then to produce bilayer tablets?
Well, the easiest obviously is direct compression. Right. Everyone would go with direct compression if it worked. If you could aim the tablet weights you want to aim, the target or the solution profiles fit, then you stick with direct compression, like any other manufacturing method, because it's the cheapest method, it's the easiest method. You just blend it, compress, that's it. On the other hand, you don't have much possibility to fine-tune the formula.
Right.
Because you want to maybe adjust a few percent on the, in the dissolution media, but you cannot do that with the direct compression. What you would do, maybe doing a granulation, either wet granulation, dry granulation with roller compaction. You could do that. Then you have the flexibility. Then you can adjust the PSD, particle size distribution, the granule sizes, the compressibility, the flowability. Then you can adjust. So to your question, if it wants you to make it everything so simple, if it works, go with direct compression. If you see some challenges, DC method doesn't work, go with the granulation.
Right, okay. And does film coating make sense for such formulations? And what would you suggest to the R&Ds?
Well, obviously, as like any tablet formula, if you would coat the tablets, you would have more robust formulas, isn't it? Your tablets, you can process it further on much more better. If you blister it or fill in glass bottles, like in the US, it's done. So it's much more practical to coat it in the first hand, to protect your tablet before it goes to packaging.
Right.
So that's, from this perspective, it's very useful. And if it's, let's say, marketing purposes, and you don't want these different layers seen from the patients, they would wonder, should I break it? It's not patient compliance anymore if they break it because you have different release profiles. You might want to coat it in the end so that patients don't make a mistake, taking their medications, because it's anti-diabetic. It has to release over a period of time. Therefore, we recommend, yes, coating also this bilayer tablet to be conform with the patient compliance, for appearance, for robustness. That's definitely makes sense.
Well, that's really interesting. I genuinely find all this really interesting. Not being a scientist, not worked in pharma before, but you're always learning new things. And obviously these are things that everyone takes on a daily basis as well.
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting thing. So I know you've got a number of posters that you're presenting next week.
Yeah.
So apart from this poster, which everyone will be able to see hopefully, and we'll rush to watch now because you've given such a good overview of the topic, what are the other posters that you're presenting at?
Well, as you said, I have 4 more. Now, be ready to that I count it very fast and slowly, both. So we have another poster on ibuprofen tablets. As a painkiller, ibuprofen, many generic companies producing further on ibuprofen tablets. And we have done a study for ibuprofen on scale up. So scale up from lab scale to production scale. And we use that as a DC method because ibuprofen is a very problematic API to handle. Right. And therefore, we have used a directly compressible starch to find out if it works also with the scale up to production scale, and it works. So one poster is about that. A second poster we have on aqueous ethyl cellulose dispersion. As you can understand from the name, it's again extended release, aqueous ethyl cellulose dispersion. So we have tried to find out what is the best formula, what are the process challenges. So you might want to see the second poster in that case as well. A third one is also about continuous manufacturing, which is very popular in Europe right now. You might have heard.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's
very hot topic. So we have done a study together with the GA in order to find out high shear continuous manufacturing and how stable the product is. Starch 1500. We have the third study about that, and a fourth study we have done with the Morse University about the compaction profiles on the directly compressible starch. So these 4 will be also covered next week among today's bilayer tablet presentation.
God, you will be very busy next week then, won't you?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true.
So if people want to attend the event, then I'll put the link up above there for registration.
Thank you.
And if they can't attend the event for whatever reason, how else can they get more information on these topics?
They could go simply to my Colorcon. In Colorcon's homepage, you can log in or download the papers there as articles, as scientific articles. But we have a better option. So if they want to talk through the posters, they can simply contact their Colorcon local people, which they know and they've always been in contact. And they will contact me to go through as a lunch and learn session to gather these posters. So it's much more, let's say, a friendly atmosphere than just sending out a poster, and we could talk through it and talk about some challenges and solutions.
And the weather as well, of course, and how to pronounce your name properly. So all those things. So that would be fantastic. Well, look, there you have it. So that genuinely is lovely seeing you. It's lovely hearing about bilayer tablets. I even remembered what we were talking about. So that's always shows I was listening. So that's very good.
Very good.
and that's very, very good. So all that's left me to say is have a fantastic week next week. I hope the presentations go really well. I hope the rest of the year goes very well. It's lovely to see you, and hopefully we'll be able to do another video live at a show, maybe even CPHI in November if all things go well. You never know, in Milan. Or maybe we can do it then at that point. But until I see you again, I hope you have a fantastic rest of the year. It's lovely seeing you, Gökçehan. Hopefully you do such a great job here. We'll maybe do another one of these as well, maybe.
Oh, thank you. Hope so. Thank you very much for your time as well.
Thank you. Lovely to see you. And so there you are, everyone. If you want to know more about bilayer tablets and the other posters that see, I got it wrong then. Gökçehan said or talked about today, then please check out the link above the video to register for the event, or if you can't make the event, then obviously register on my Colorcon and get in touch with your local Colorcon rep, and then you'll get to have Gökçehan do a personal presentation for you on the poster. And what more could you ask for? So until next time, I also wish you all a wonderful week and a wonderful 2021, And as always, stay well and stay safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.